Mic test. Mic test. All right. Good stuff. Mic test. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Abhi DhiYogi with another curated session today, especially for students and learning, yeah? And today's thought, if I may say, or the idea, is about perspectives of, each one of us, the way we look at things, yeah? Which drives what we learn or what we understand. So before we get into the topic, maybe I'll start with the song until you all think about, the perspectives. बस करी मेरे यार हिलमों बस करी यार एक कलेफ तेरे दरकार हिलमों बस करी यार बस करी मेरे यार जो न जाने हक की ताकत जो न जाने इश्क की इनायत रब ना देवे उनको हिम्मत हम मन की दरिया में डूबे हम मन की दरिया में डूबे अब क्या नैया और क्या मौजूदा is about how we seek knowledge, from different books or different knowledge bases in today's day and age, yeah? Because I guess we learn from books, videos, whatnot, yeah? Different channels, institutions such as schools, yeah? We learn the ways of the life, skills for the life. Yeah? And we could all be in a classroom or growing up in the same home. Yeah? Let's say there are 4 or 5 brothers and sisters, yeah? Growing up in a home. Each one of them takes in the experience in a unique way and learns from it in their own unique way, whatever they need to learn. Based on their perspective. And the same goes in a classroom, A lesson may be taught and we learn from it, each one to our own, depending on our perspective. Some may pay attention 100% and learn something. Another, paying 100% attention, may look at the lesson from a different perspective and learn something else. And then there are people like me, students like me, who are always distracted, may not learn from the lesson much, but may learn from the distraction. But long story short, depending on our perspective, we learn whatever we learn. From the teacher, from the books, from the computers, from whatever the channel might be. This song that I just talked about, Ikalif, talks about how one can learn all that one needs to learn from a single experience or a single moment or a single alphabet. Pretty fascinating, I say. Might sound, how's that even possible? But I'll try to put it in words as we move on here. So this perspective, on how we perceive a particular situation or whatever we are receiving in terms of lessons drives what we learn. And how do we learn all that we need to learn from a single moment? That's the secret, So, before we embark on that discussion, maybe a song. ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಮಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸ್ಸಂಜೆ ತಿಳಿತಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಓಲುವೆ ನೀಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಾಟ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಎದೆ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಸಿ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ಬಗೆದು ಲಾ 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 ನೀ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಿನಿ ಕಂತಲ್ಲು ನೀನೆ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲು ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ನನ್ನ ನಾಳೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ನೆನ್ನೆಗಳು ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ ಆವರಿಸು ಮಾತುಂಬಿ ಆವರಿಸು just ಮಾತಲ್ಲಿ So as we were saying, perspectives. They're different from opinions, yeah? Perspectives. Very different. So, perspectives is a think about it that you're watching something through the telescope. You know, like, let's say like that, yeah? And you look at one thing. Let's say there's another person who's looking at the same thing from there, you know, on the side, and they have a different view, right? So, different viewpoints, if we may say, yeah, can be perspective. That is what it means. So, in a situation, you know, you may feel or see from where you're looking at that someone is right. And from another point of view, they may seem or they may see that this someone may be wrong. So who is right and who's wrong? Each one feels right, yeah, from wherever they're looking at, in their shoes. So, perspective drives our judgments, our learnings, and whatnot, our viewpoint. So recently, when I say recently, 2 days ago, I was walking. And I don't know why and from where these ideas come. And I saw the sun that had risen in the morning, you know, on the east, yeah, on my right. Technically, if I'm facing north, on my right. And now it was right over my head, you know, in the late afternoon, yeah. Which got me thinking, you know, all through my life, yeah. They kept saying, this is why I got the ball, by the way. Yeah. So they kept saying that the earth rotates, you know, this way, right? Facing the sun, then away from the sun, right? So let's say it's this way, I'm facing the sun, right? And then it keeps rotating. And now it's nighttime and, you know, the other half of the earth is facing the sun and I'm facing the night, yeah? So that's what I'd learned, yeah, or I have learned. And I never thought about it much. But day before yesterday or 2 days ago, when I was just looking, I won't say looking at the sun, just feeling the sunlight and the sun overhead, yeah. To my right is the east, to my left is the west, yeah. And I realized the sun is not moving anywhere. The sun is where the sun is, yeah. It's the earth that is rotating from east to west, or basically, as we say, right to left, right? And it didn't make, I don't know how I got this idea. Perspective, right? I thought, what if, right? The sun is, let's say, I'm just gonna refer, yeah? So the sun, let's say, is the mic, right? And the earth, as we learn, it's rotating, facing the sun and not facing the sun, okay? But I thought, what if, yeah? The earth is up here, the sun is down here, yeah? And rotation, right? I'm facing the sun, and then I come up to face the stars in the night. Then I face the sun again, right? And then I face the stars again. What if that's the case? And the reason I say that is because if we look at, I'm going to keep this for now, yeah? If we look at all the shapes, including the shape of the universe, it's like a whirlpool. They say elliptoid, right? But from a 3-dimension standpoint, if we consider the depth, it's a whirlpool. If we look at a sunflower, the pattern, the Fibonacci sequence, etc., is a whirlpool. If we look at a sound wave, the way it propagates, it's a whirlpool. If we look at the shape of a seed, again a whirlpool. So you can consider anything in this universe and we'll find that it's a whirlpool. So the thought and idea that what if the sun, which is down here, and it's a whirlpool, that's at the center, and the earth is rotating, on its axis, once facing the sun, right? From east to west, right? And then it comes up and faces the other side, right? But the sun being the center. So on its own axis, right? The earth faces the sun and away from the sun it goes and faces the night. Because what if, right? And again, just an idea and a perspective. This rotation of the earth, right, is happening. But as we said, everything is a whirlpool. And the earth is rotating in the whirlpool around the sun. Sun, let's say, is the mic here. So it's going round. Like that. In the whirlpool. Right? So what is this whirlpool? It may be the space that's churning. The dark space that we think is dark and nothing, but actually it's a whirlpool churning, right? And as this sky or space churns, right, what happens? The earth is moving, right? On its own axis. But if we look up at the sky, especially during sunsets or sunrise, we find the sky to have, the streaks of light that are more like the whirlpool. Yeah? So, the axis of the earth around the sun is the whirlpool that we are in. And the sun being the center which we face, right? And then the earth rotates again to face the night. That is the thought that came recently, or the idea, as I was looking at the sun and then the evening sky. As you ponder over that, let me sing a song. Using the same chords, yeah? I am wrong through these fields, and I have climbed the highest mountains. Oh, let her be with you. Oh, let her be with you. And I have scaled these city walls, and I have crossed mighty oceans. Oh, let her be with you. Oh, let her be with you. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So as we talked about perspective, the idea that came was, what if we during daytime are looking at the sun, which is at the center, by looking down, yeah? And why do I think, or why is this perspective that the sun, the center, yeah? And why are we looking down at the sun? Because the whirlpool starts from the center, somewhere down, right? And it comes up, and it grows and grows and grows. Okay, so that's why I feel, yeah, the sun, being the center of our, the solar system, of which we are a part of, yeah, is at the center and down. Why? Because the whirlpool starts from down up, is the thought process, yeah. If we're considering the perspective of up and down. And some people might say, well, it's going around, like that, right? Again, that's also fine. Whatever is your perspective, but I'm just sharing an alternate. So what if I'm facing the sun, which is the source, and at the center, then I'm facing the night, right? The upside down perspective, if I may say. And as we look at this, right, we think about gravity and Earth, that's going around the sun, right? So we say, our gravity to Earth, right, of which we are a part of, and we measure that and whatnot, the gravitational pull. So if we think about all those forces, my thoughts and simple ideas at this juncture is the gravity, is the pull. Not that the Earth has it or something else, but the combination of rotating around in the whirlpool and on its axis, right? Ensuring that we are a part of, the Earth that's going around. So for me, gravity, right, is the pull to the Earth. That's one part. But then the Earth rotating around the sun, right? Even that pull, that's a part of gravity. And then the sun, being at the center, going around, as they say, another element in the universe, or being a part of that, the Milky Way and galaxy, and they talk about different things. But long story short, the center. So we all are part of the gravity, which originates because of the whirlpool, right, that we are part of. And then this whirlpool may cause, the Earth also to rotate on its axis, correct? And the two combined form the gravitational force that keeps everything in play. So, just to elaborate a little bit, that's the thought and idea that came. And why do I share this? Yeah, about gravity, about the Earth and the solar system, and are we looking down at the sun when we look, up technically, right, during daytime? And are we looking up at the stars, which are all moving, right, in the whirlpool of this space in the nighttime, all reflecting the light of the sun, of the source. So, again, a perspective that leads us in a direction of looking within for answers, realizations, looking at the source from where all the words, all the thoughts, ideas, and all the actions originate and manifest. The source. And where is this source if we were to contemplate and think about? I look at the starting point of my life. The day I was born, yeah? What happened? I started breathing. So, as I start observing this breath or looking at the breath, I get a perspective on the point of origin from where this breath manifested, maybe, from where the breath came. And it's the same place from where all the ideas, all the words, all the actions come. So, the first song that we talked about, where we can learn from one moment or one letter, all that we need to learn is the idea of being in this moment, in the here and now. From which we manifest whatever we are manifesting, be it a song, be it some studies, be it coding. So, to learn and realize the source or the true lesson or the lessons of truth, yeah? Be it in a classroom, be it when taking a walk, be it working, be it as a student, be it as a teacher. If we are with our breath, yeah? What does that mean? Just being with the breath, watching the breath, getting our attention to our breath. We start to realize the lesson in that moment, maybe in the classroom or outside the classroom. So anytime you're distracted, and what does distraction mean? You know, we're somewhere and we're thinking about something, or we're doing something and we're somewhere else. Yeah. Whenever that happens, getting into a practice of bringing the attention to the breath. It may be by counting the breath, yeah? I notice, hey, you know what? While playing the guitar, I started thinking about what's for lunch. No problem. Nothing wrong with it. It's bound to happen. You know, the mind flows everywhere, right? Flies everywhere, or whatever you want to call it, or jumps everywhere. That's its nature. But if we bring our attention to our breath, then the mind, the body, yeah, the heart, or even the spirit, you as a whole anchor into the here and now by just bringing your attention to the breath. No need to change it, no need to force, nothing. And in the here and now, when we are, we start realizing the lessons of truth. Or we start realizing the best in whatever is coming our way. Sometimes it might be good, sometimes it might be bad. Sometimes it will be success, it might be sometimes failure. But by being in the here and the now. How? By counting our breaths, maybe. We learn the lesson that helps us in our pursuits. Thank you. माझं प्रेम तुझं प्रेम हे एक प्रेम माझं प्रेम तुझं प्रेम हे एक प्रेम हसू रडू अपेक्षा करू आलं जन्मलं प्रेमात सगळं प्रेम प्रेमात आहे प्रेम प्रेम Sangha Prem, Prem, Prema Sati Prem, Prem. This is an English version of the same. What I get and all that's lost, friend, everything is meant too much one day, and to I'm in love, you're in love, all in one love. I'm in love, you're in love, all in one love. To bring our conversation to a close today. Different perspectives enable us to learn and understand and realize a lesson from a particular point of view. But being in the here and the now, by bringing our attention to our breath, helps us to center, right? Helps us to accept and express, open up, and learn maybe a holistic point of view. And in this whole effort, if I may say, or yoga, or process, of being in the here and now, one realizes that this holistic view, or the complete view from all different angles, which one may realize, enables one to do whatever they're doing with love, because they find themselves in love in the here and now, giving our best while accepting the best in whatever comes our way. So, what happens by being in the here and now? Be it walking, talking, school, or playing guitar, or working, with our attention on our breath, just watching it in and out, we give our best and realize the best in whatever comes our way. And in that whole circle of life, if I may say, or that moment, we find ourselves in love, giving love, and accepting everything with love. And in that state, the source of everything, we realize is love. Thank you for being here. I'm Abhi DhiYogi. You can find the recordings and the books at abhi.dhiyogi.org. And every day at 12 noon, Chicago time, I'll be here, hoping to catch you next time or tomorrow. Thank you.